What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with we can call it a review. We're gonna call it a freestyle review because normally I take heavy detailed notes, but we're gonna be doing Married at First Sight, and this is going. What is this? Season 16, episode 7, Jamaican Me Crazy. For those who are new to my channel, I do detailed reviews of reality shows. I don't do every single scene, but I try to pick out the most important details, as well as pick up some details that you may have not seen. And as I said, I am YouTube's number one commenter. So on this channel, it's all about the comments. Now, I do need you to hit that like button on your way in um, to get that algorithm pushing out, but really, it's all about the comments for real. I need to see in the comments the model of this channel say what you say so you can say anything you feel like it. Even if it ain't even talk about the show, just get in the comments. I love for the Dove fam to interact. And why I'm here today is because of the Dove fam. Just different members of the Dove fam. It's like, J Dub, what's up with the Married at First Sight review? We still need it. And I'm like, so much time has passed. They ain't really give me much or whatever. But I work for the people. I'm here for the people. If that case, I could have just been on anybody else's channel doing comments of how I started and all that and got my name known in the YouTube streets. But we got our own thing here. As I say, this is our channel. So hey, the people have spoken. Different, different members of the Dove fam come through. Apple Charm, Alice D. Great, um, Psalm 10. Just, saying like, hey, we need that Married at First Sight type of situation. So I gotta do it, and that's why I'm here. So let's just go ahead and hop into it now. Again, my normal format with Married at First Sight, I usually break down each couple, but this time, really, I'm gonna be like just going off of talking points. So I'm gonna be all over the place. Rock with me. Again, get in the comments, tell me what you think, and let's have a good time. So let's start out with like how the show started out. We talking about, we got that big debate with uh Gina and Ginger, and Gina is just like in her confessional camp. She's just so distraught. Like, I just can't believe Clint said these disgusting things, and the more we talk about it, we go in circles, and it's just I just can't get into it. Like, she's on her full. Clint is body shaming her because he stated what he liked. And, Clint is building his case with the guys because him and Gina have like totally had a breakdown. And he's letting them know, like, yeah, he's kind of trying to brush it off. Well, I was saying some things where she was like, she was just, he wasn't saying exactly what he was saying. It was just more of my type, or like, no, you said you like slender, you like more athletic, and you believe those things aren't Gina. And again, whether Gina insulted him or not, I think he should be able to say that. However, again, Gina called him ugly. Gina called him a ginger, and Clint told the guys, he was like, "Yeah, she calls me a ginger, redhead, light skin." Like, I was like, I wanted to hear that light skin part, but he was just saying, Clinton saying he's being painted in an unfair manner where like he don't like unathletic, non-slender women. And again, he's just, to me, he's taking that approach, the same approach as Gina, where it's like he's like, I just can't be me. And again, that comes off as a like, I'm a victim as well, like she did me wrong and all of that. I always wonder, what if Clint said, well, I like thick women with their bottom row of their teeth messed up and missing a side tooth, and with fillers in their lips, and with dry personalities. Like, what would the women say to him? Like, oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. See, I get it how the ladies got offended, the other ladies, because I guess they felt attacked or whatever. Because this is a very sensitive time in this world. Like, you can't say nothing no more without offending and having to apologize, or you're gonna be canceled and all that ridiculous stuff. Could Ginger be a little bit more aware of how he says things? Sure, because I mean, if you're in mixed company, you do need to carry yourself or watch your words. I mean, especially if you're talking to your wife, but you're talking amongst other people, so you could easily offend somebody. So I get both sides, but I think it's just both of them kind of playing the victim. And then when, like I said, I drive home that point, Clint's, well, I just can't be me. And the guy's like, yeah, you got to be you. You know, that's the problem. That's why y'all in the predicament that y'all are now. Y'all trying to be you. Granted, yes, you're supposed to stay true to yourself. However, let's get to it. Bottom line, when you marry, you become a different person. You have a new life. That doesn't mean you throw away who you are or what you are, but you're adjusting and combining lives together. So it's a new world, it's a new day. You should not be the same person. You have a new direction, you have a new commitment. Um, yeah, cut that. I gotta be me, and it's all about my alone time. Yes, you should have interests and things if you like to do things on your own. However, that should not be the main focus. If not, just stay single or marry your dog or whatever you want to do. You got that option. It's a free country. But let's go into like when uh Clint and Gina were amongst the group. They pretty much kind of prompted Clint to kind of give an apology or whatever. And it didn't come off right. Because he really wasn't apologizing. He was like kind of talking in circles, like Gina said, and it became like a word salad or whatever. And at this point, I'm chalking it up to like he kind of overshared. Yeah, like I said, Gina flat out said like, "Hey, I don't normally go for guys like you." And like I said, I took it as just like how he said it. Like she called me ugly, or I'm not attractive or whatever. So I get to say this about her. But again, he should have picked his words a little differently. But um Nicole was kind of like upset, like, oh, Clint, what he said was disgusting, and he didn't apologize or whatever, because he actually did apologize to Gina, but she wanted an apology for the group. I don't think Clint should have, if he didn't really mean it or wanted to apologize, he should not have, and it shouldn't have went into the speech. So it really wasn't successful at all. So what really got me like in that group conversation, it was just like how many couples were being phony. It was like bogus, where like they're rating themselves, their marriages or whatever, talking about, oh yeah, we're at like a 6.2 or 7.5, or even with Chris and Gina. I said Chris and Gina, Chris and Nicole. They talking about Chris talking about, I'll take an 8.2, and Nicole's like, yeah, yeah, I was thinking of 8.2 too. She do that way too much. Now I get it. I told you, your boy J Dub got those psychic abilities too. I can guess names, pull them out the air, guess numbers. It's a real thing. However, when somebody just keep telling you, "Oh, I was gonna say the same thing," I don't start. I start not to believe it. Now, like I said, with all the couples, with the exception of Chris and Nicole, I think they're all lying to each other, because there's no way like they're like at a great place or satisfied. Either both or one of the spouses are unhappy in that current marriage, and it's just like, let's be honest, you would get a lot further because it's a different type of process. Honesty, for the most part, would be the best policy. So I was like, well, thinking about Nicole and Chris, like I was like saying, like, oh yeah, they're fine or they're rolling along. Really not so much, because they had a situation where, it's a big thing, a big topic on YouTube, where Chris had a meltdown because production told him like, hey, it's a two dog limit and you ain't gonna be able to bring your dogs. And he's weeping. Oh my god. And Nicole jumps right into wife mode, like, honey, what's wrong? And I mean, she's calm and everything. And he's like, I can't take I can't take the dogs. I'm gonna abandon them. He's breaking down. And I give you an example. Listen, I do understand or have a dynamic, or I know I understand the dynamic of people at this day and time that pets are like their children. So yeah, it's hurt. But like I'm more concerned about the way Chris approached it. And I would think, he's different from Nicole. However, he didn't even take the time to discuss it with her or bring the problem to him. And I'm thinking, like, where's the resolution instead of breaking down and crying? Because Nicole was like, hey, I don't even know what's going on, but we're not abandoning these dogs. We're gonna work something out. You know, I mean, act like who you are. Be like, well, listen, you didn't tell me that it was a limit on dogs, and I had 2 dogs, and you knew she had 1 dog, so you're gonna make an exception this time. How they get sometimes. So, I my concern is like Chris isn't prepared or strong enough for marriage, and this doesn't have anything to do with ginger. You said ginger. You got me saying gender, because when you're coming into a marriage, you need to be already like have a level of strength, men and women, because you have to do battle with the world together. Now imagine like going through life, like have anybody say, "Oh, I have such a happy life, a great life," but everybody has issues that come up and affect their life. So when you're married, now you are joining with that person. So whatever good comes with them and bad, meaning their issues become your issues. So now instead of you having one set of issues, you got 2 set of issues. And exactly the way Nicole handled it is how supportive a spouse should be. Now you have to provide what that person needs at that time if you're in a position to do it. However, it looks like Nicole is going to have to be providing that all the time. And I'm assuming, or what it looks like, that type of support for Chris. But will he be able to do the same? Because he's melting down. You got to be ready for life. You got to be, you just can't take from it. And that's the thing when people come on this on these shows and they talk about like for example how Mac always talking about I need to be pulled out of my shell. You got to tug at my chain and all that kind of stuff. Like coming into this, you need to be ready. Not perfect, but you need to be ready to take on life's obstacles and roadblocks and all of that, and not just break down crying, because that's very telling that just something as simple as production saying, not that it has to be true or it will go in effect, that your dogs can't come. You haven't even attempted to work out a solution or even make a stand or anything. You just go down to no, no, no. That's not okay, and that's very telling of where he's at in his strength as a person. I won't, like I said, I won't put it as a gender. As a person, he's not ready to do battle with the world for his marriage. He's going to constantly need to lean on his wife, but will his wife get to lean on him in support? I don't think so. I don't think he built like that, and that's a huge problem. And then I guess in long term, Nicole is going to get tired of that. But the, I commend Nicole. She is a true woman of her word. She said it was going to be like that. Like she's going to do whatever it takes to make the marriage work. And I mean, like when you come in that type of mindset, you're winning. Imagine if 2 people come together and marry, say, you know what? I don't know what life's going to bring. I don't know the issues, the problems, but you know what? We'll do it together. We'll figure it out together. We'll do whatever it takes to make it work. You can't lose. You can't lose. But they don't have that. So, he ain't ready. So, as far as like the honeymoon goes, how many episodes did we have? Like it was 2. It feels like this was the shortest honeymoon in Married at First Sight history. The wedding felt way longer. I'm surprised we on episode 7. Feel like 12. Feel like we had 6 episodes of the wedding. It's just been a lot. But going into like Mac and Dom, just looking at them, they're going nowhere fast. It's like I watch both of them and I understand like both of their points. Dominique is like she's getting kind of frustrated with Mac. Where again, I just spoke on she has to pull him out of his shell, and that's what he has asked. And I just think that's a huge mistake to pick a person, the experts, to say we need a spouse that pulls this person out of their shell. No, 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 no. If you need to be pulled out of your shell, you need to do some more self work or whatever. And I get that Mac is kind of feeling a way where now it kind of seems like the marriage is lopsided. At this point, Dom, through her frustration, is like criticizing Mac. And like he said, she speaks in matter of fact way of like my way or the highway. And that's what it is. Like, she'll say things like, well, I'm a no nonsense person and you need to get yourself together and talking like that. Like, you're not gonna get the best results out of anybody speaking to them like that. That's not gonna really motivate them. But I think it's just a bad match. I don't know. Maybe they were matching maturity level. Mac is as about mature as a 25, 26 year old. But Dom has some other concerns that are real. Like people say, they try to go because I watched some of Lil Rudy's little show on the after party, and I wish I didn't because again, it goes too deep, and it's the things I shouldn't know. And they talk about like being in transition. Yeah, everybody has they're in different spaces of their lives, but the pattern that Mac has done, like with the moving, I think he's moved from Michigan to California, California to Nashville, and you know, one minute he presents himself as a successful cannabis businessman, and then next thing, Dom goes to see where he lives. He's living in his friend's parents' basement with like no plan or intentions to move. Because I mean, it's the way he speaks. He didn't say like, "Yeah, this is temporary. Or I only did this for a month, a couple of months, and then I'm already planning to do this." He doesn't say that. He says when they look in the closet, it's kind of small. It's really not enough room for you. Like we're really going to be here. You are even proposing that we move into your friend's parents' basement. Like, make it make sense. You got to make sense. Well, I at one time I had two apartments, and I just don't want to jump into that again. Like, his story is very suspect. It's fishy. It doesn't sound stable. He's in a place where, as Dom questioned, like, none of this is your stuff. So, like, where is your stuff? Do you have stuff? These are real questions. Like, come on now. I mean, for real. Where's the stuff from the two apartments? So, yeah. Yeah, it's like, he's in transition and moving out of a dorm room or something. And at this point, just Dom is kind of looking at him sideways and thinking like, well, you don't want to commit to an apartment, but you're ready to jump into a marriage. Like, make it make sense. And I'm with her. I'm with her. So I don't believe that they're gonna last or even make it. It's too much going on, and it doesn't look positive. So let's go on to Shaq and Kirsten. And I'm gonna go on an unpopular opinion. I'm gonna act like I never watched anything off of Lil Rudy's show on the after party, and I'm gonna say from what I see, Kirsten appears to be like she's trying to connect with Shaq, even though we all know, and she has stated, I'm not attracted to this man. But it looks like she likes the institution of marriage and she wants to try to build the attraction or whatever. Um, I mean, that's about all I can say more so for her. Like Shaq, I think he's doing his best and getting along as best as he can because he's trying to please uh, Kirsten, but it's hard to really try to win somebody over who really don't see it for you. And I don't envy him at all. That's a tough hill to climb. But I think both of them being phony. He knows he's unhappy with the way things are. He still got to give her the forehead kisses and um. But I like they doing a little snuggle thing in the bed. Don't look, it looks real. Looks like they're trying. They they connected with the little dance and all that kind of stuff. I think it could be possible. I mean, I think it could be. Just looking for what I see. Forget the after show. So we really gonna see what those two. Now, um, the couple that kind of bothers me. Everybody got their couple. I'm gonna say it's more so Eris and Jasmine. Like it's mainly Eris because he really comes off like sometimes I can't believe he's 39. He's extremely immature and that doesn't mean like just because you're older you're supposed to be mature because that's not always the case. But it's like he goes out of his way to say off-putting things towards her, and he wants to talk about like he's a little kid. So when you poop, do I need to be in here? Because they say like when you poop, you're supposed to be in there, and that's how you love someone. And I mean, come on, man, like he's talking like a little kid. And not only that, it's like instead of them like moving in a shared apartment, it's more so like Jasmine is moving with him, like he's controlling the whole narrative. What he because he's the husband. Oh, I'm making a executive decision. I'm taking these drawers. I'm taking this closet, and uh, Jasmine is doing her best to handle it like a champ, but it's off putting, and she's uncomfortable, and you can tell. And I just don't see it at all for them. And because Eris is not being genuine, he's not being honest. He don't like this lady. Now, sure, if she was willing to sleep with him on the wedding night, he was with it. That's why he had his shirt off and all that and ready to go. But it all those things I bring up about him, they kind of touched on it and it made sense. Like Eris lost his father when he was 11 years old, and he was just saying like how that like affected him in such a great way. It's like it stunted him where like even at 39 years old, he feels like a little boy waiting for his father to come home. And that makes perfect sense. Like he acts like a little kid, like who hasn't been shown the right way, a kid who hasn't been grown up, but he's an adult now. So he got work to do. He got a lot of work to do with himself before he even think about being in a relationship, let alone an arranged marriage. Like it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work at all because he don't have what it takes to do it. Now, like I said, Jasmine has been a great sport about it, but time and time again, her needs, her feelings, her wants have been neglected. He just bossing her around, seeing pushing her boundaries, seeing how far he can take her because she really wants the marriage. So, well, pretty much that's it. I wrapped it up. I had to do it for my people. They say, J Dub, you late. I need a married at first sight. I gave it to you. I did my best. Let me know what you think. Get something down there in those comments. And oh, one thing I forgot. It's kind of creepy and scary how Nicole acts like she's jokingly asking Chris, "Do you love me?" She's serious. She dead serious. Oh, she's like, "Oh, I don't love you. I don't love you yet." Like something is off, and it's gonna come to light. So, like I said, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give me some feedback and tell me something I missed. So let's talk about it. And as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it and I really mean it.